Welcome to Markets Today. I'm your host, Mbithe Mwema. It's the middle of the week. We are taking a look at what was happening on the Nairobi Securities Exchange to get a sense of what the investor sentiment looks like. Over and above that, it's a Wednesday. And for us here at Markets Today, on Wednesday, we reach out and speak to different ladies in the technology space, whether they are learners, whether they are workers, whether they are business owners. We try and get their perspective when it comes to leveraging on technology, what trends they see, what opportunities are there, and what do they see for businesses. We have two guests in studio. I will introduce them after the break. For now, let's take a look at what was happening at the Nairobi Securities Exchange yesterday. Turnover was up 152 percentage points compared to the previous day. The indices showed mixed performance. As you can see on your chart there. And we did see the NSE 20 share close up 1.6 percentage points to 158. The NSE 20 share was down 3 percentage points, whereas the NSE 25 share was up 17 percentage points. By virtue of turnover, as I had mentioned, we did see a jump on a day-to-day basis, 152 percentage points up compared to the previous day, with the foreign investors coming in and trading in Safaricom, and we also saw an interesting surprise trade on I&M Bank. The chart that's following will be showing you what was happening there. By virtue of turnover, we have been tracking it on a day-to-day basis, but for yesterday's purposes, we have the top traded stocks. That's Safaricom, which was top over the day, trading at an average price of 36.6 over the day, 8.1 million shares traded. KCB at 37.5, 2.5 million shares were traded. I&M, surprise trade there, it's now at 42.1 shillings per share, 1.35 million shares were traded. Kenya Re saw 8 million shares traded at an average price of 2.41, and Standard Group also traded 142,000 shares over the day at 136. What was interesting in yesterday's trading session was the fact that the foreign investors were actually net buyers this time round. There have been net sellers over the last couple of days. Yesterday, the trajectory did turn. We did see some bit of interest in the technology and banking stocks. Let's take a look at who the movers were by virtue movement. We have the data coming up there. This is data that's provided to us by Harvest, and the top trade was Safaricom, 8 million shares traded. Kenya Re, a huge trade, went through 8 million shares over the day. KCB, 2.5 million shares traded over the day. Those are the top movers for yesterday's performance. Let's take a look at who the top gainers were and who the top losers were, largely looking at the smaller capitalized stocks which dominated activity. BK Group gained 7.37%, crossing the 20 shilling mark to trade at 20.4 shillings per share. TPS straddled up about 7 percentage points to 15.5. We also had the Nairobi Securities Exchange, which is a trading platform that opens and allows investors to be able to access opportunities on the bourse, gaining 5 percentage points yesterday to 8.8 shillings per share. Samia Africa and Eveready Africa were up 3.7% and 2.68% respectively to close the day at 302 shillings per share for Samia and 1.15 shillings per share for Eveready. Let's take a look at who the top losers were. Over the day, again, a space that was dominated by the smaller capitalized stocks. Top losers, Nairobi Business again, down 9.82 percentage points. That's Nairobi Business Ventures, which has been gaining traction over the last couple of days, but yesterday lost ground. The other small caps there, Acres and Olympia, which lost 9.75 and 8.51% respectively. I&M Holdings was down 6.44 in spite of a huge trade that went through in the market yesterday. It's now trading at 42.1 shillings per share. Britam Holding lost 5 percentage points to 7.04 shillings per share. That's pretty much what was happening in as far as the bourse is concerned. By virtue of corporate news, ABSA Kenya earlier today was meeting the media fraternity, the fourth estate, articulating its plans and its goals for next year. Some of the things that we did here is, yes, COVID-19 has happened, but this bank has rebranded. The rebranding strategy is on course in terms of execution. Certainly, there have been affiliated costs, and this had already been priced in by the market on the share price. It continues to operate in Kenya. It has changed and it's becoming more open to administering its services to the Kenyan population, and its managers are having a better say and a bigger say in terms of the strategy and the direction for this company. We take a break. When we come back, I will be introducing our guest in studio so that we can talk about technology. See you after the break.